Right, so it's called the UEFA Europa Conference League. And I promise I'll try and remember that from now on. But today we've got the group stage draw for it, where we've been seeded first for the draw. The interesting thing about this competition, though, I noticed this, is that we've got 8 groups ranging from Group A to Group H. However, there are 12 first seeds. So that means that we're going to see a few groups, 4 I believe, where you'll have 2 first seeds in the same group. But you see a list of first seeds here, the second seeds and the third seeds as well. Normally before I do the group stage draw, I'll make out a potential group of death. I'm not even sure I can make a group out of death out of these second seeds and third seeds. It'll be more like the group of minor inconveniences. And let's just draw the groups out then. And normally I'll put a theme song in the background for the group draw, but I can't do it this time, so I'll have to use something random, maybe the Breaking Bad theme song. I'm not entirely sure. But as the groups are getting drawn out here, we still yet to get drawn. Oh, there we go. We got Malmo in Group F. Look at that Group C. We've got Borussia Dortmund and Atalanta together. We got Group F with Malmo. And now as you draw the second seeds and the third seeds out of the hat, let's see who will be taking on in Group F for this competition. We've got Apollon Limassol, the Cypriot team. And now let's draw our final team. Oh, I love the new Saints. TNS from Wales. That'll be brilliant if we can get them. Or Hibernian, that'd be good too. Let's see if we can get a British team, shall we? Group F, where we have got with Malmo and Apollon Limassol, Dunajka Streda, a Slovakian side. Yeah, I feel, normally when I do the group, I'm like, oh, that could be a tricky away tie. But to be honest, yeah, I feel pretty confident we should be making through that group pretty comfortably and probably as group winners as well. Group F it is. Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode in my Football Manager series. This is episode number 35. And today we're returning with 2 average-sized games as we take on Manchester United home in the Premier League, then our first ever Europa Conference League game as we face Dunajska Streda in the group opener. There's also some new signings to show you as well, so before I show you what's been going on camera, let me show you those first. And of course, if you follow me on Twitter, at @Calanders, you would already know about one of these signings because I showed you him yesterday. But before we do dive into the 4 new players, I'll show you one departure from Norwich City that happened on transfer deadline day. Yes, Rob Holding was sold on the 31st of August to Levante as he goes to Spain. He was in the final year of his contract and I decided to cash in on him. We only got £2 million for him, and the most important thing was we got his salary off the books. And, Rob Holding, of course, came in back in Season 1 in January, arrived on loan from Arsenal. And if you remember, back in that season, he did really, really well and almost helped us survive in the Premier League. And we bought him permanently in our Championship season. He was our big signing in Season 2 as well. He did really well, helped us gain promotion, but the last 2 years, he hasn't really been that good, and he's not played that often either. So just 1 year left in his deal. Again, he was on like 45 grand a week. Fact of the matter is, he didn't really justify that, so I decided to cash in on him, and he's gone to Levante. So farewell, Rob, and thank you for your service. But as you can see, 4 new signings arrived in late August with Norwich City, and the first one I'll show you is a veteran freebie. It's Phil Jones. I mean, you've heard me moan and whine about how bad we've been defensively over the past year. What's my solution? We bring in Phil Jones. But yeah, Jones was on trial with us in the summer, and to be honest, his stats are actually pretty decent as well. Mentally the guy's not very composed. He's got poor concentration, but outside of that, he's got the magic quad on a centre back I look for: 16 positioning, 17 tackling, and 15 for marking and heading. He's got good work rate, good teamwork, good determination. He's very brave, and physically too, not the quickest, but he's strong, and he's 6'1" as well. So Phil Jones comes in on a free transfer as well. I'm not going to say no. Spent 2 years out on loan, first at Marseille, then in Denmark, then last year made a permanent switch to Fenerbahce, but after just 1 year, they let him go, and I decided to snap him up on a 2-year contract. So Jones replaces Holding. He's slightly better, whilst he is 4 years older. He's got winners experience. He's got winners experience, and of course played in Europe as well. So Jones comes in, and the other veteran as well. Oh man, I showed you him on Twitter yesterday. Welcome back, former Norwich City captain. Oh, GELSON FERNANDES. Yes, because we signed him in Season 1, was one of our only signings in our debut year of Norwich City. And we absolutely love GELSON FERNANDES in the 2 years he spent with us. In the second season, I made him club captain and replaced Grant Hanley with him. And if you remember in the Championship, there was a period where we were in a really poor run of form. GELSON was reinstated into the first team after losing his place to Ben Ben Thompson and Harrison Reed, and he put in a string of fine performances that got us back on track and led us to promotion. We let him go on a free transfer, he went back to his native Switzerland, and after winning them a title, he's now joined us for £130,000 just for his final couple of years in professional football, and he gets paid 22 grand a week. You might think that's a waste of money, but listen, Gelson Fernandes deserves to get paid for his service to this club. So Fernandes is back. I just had to re-sign him, and I missed him so much over the past 2 years. We need a dressing room leader, and we've got one here, one of the best in Fernandes. And also 2 young talents signed for us as well, 2 young French talents. First, Philippe Weiss from, I think was it Nantes, I think we signed him from? No, Nice in France for £115,000. This is a young fullback who I actually think would do well as a centre-back for us here. He's 6 foot, got some decent defensive stats, and could be alright in the future. Very cheap transfer, and it was just to fill out our squad a little bit, really. And also Yashin Sadi, same goes for him as well. French midfielder, dual citizenship with Algeria, and hard-working player, and a decent midfielder again, mainly just as a squad player and someone to watch for the future. So yeah, 4 new signings come in just to make our squad a bit thicker and get some veterans in as well, because we needed some this year, no doubt. And so with the games off camera with Norwich City, I promise I'll be quite quick with this. Of course, in the last episode, you saw the season open, the 2-1 victory at home to Bournemouth. 5 games off camera, and as you can see, the run's been, well, I'll be honest, pretty poor in my opinion. We started off with a 2-0 loss away at Anfield against Liverpool, who, again, if you follow me on Twitter, you would know they were actually interested in me in the summer to replace Jurgen Klopp. In the end, they opted for Sarri, and in the battle between the current Liverpool manager and what could have been the Liverpool manager, Sarri bested me as Salah bagged a brace. 2-0 the final score there as we lose away at Anfield. Following that, we won the first leg of our Europa Conference League playoff 4-1 away in Portugal against Martin. I won't show you the goals in these 2 games here. We won the tie 5-1. Jorge scored twice in the ties, and Buendia, Ida and Eze were the other goal scorers. But in the following Premier League fixture, we did have a big win against Man City. Sadly, James Maddison, our big money signing, went down early and is still injured right now. Really big blow there. Second most expensive signing in Norwich City football club already has got an injury. But Dembele won us this game in the 90th minute to give us a big 3 points there. And a good start at Carrow, 2 wins from 2. However, a poor start away from home. 2 wins from 2 at home this season in the Premier League, but 2 losses in 2 away games as well. We went to Selhurst Park and lost by a goal to 0 in South London. Billy Arce scoring a late goal as the Eagles got the win there. So yeah, pretty poor start all things considered for Norwich City. Only the 4 games into the season, but already 2 defeats to our name. That's pretty poor. And of course, as we know, our objective is to stay in the European places. Already, so, you know, just two wins and 2 defeats in 4 games. That's a poor start, no matter how you look at it. And so on the back of that barely coherent introduction to today's episode, let's dive into the first game at home against Manchester United, who was going to make it 3 wins from 3 in East Anglia this season. By the way, check this out before we dive into the game as well. Every single goal we scored this season has had someone different getting the assist. We have not seen a single player notch up more than 1 assist this season. I find that really, really interesting. Maybe that'll change today in the first game. But yeah, Manchester United for the first game of today's episode, who we have quite a poor record against since the save began. And as we head into the game right now, as you can see on the injury report, only Maddison is down. And as you can see, still coming back from that twisted ankle he suffered a couple of weeks ago. And this is going to be our team for the game. We're going to go 4-1-2-3 Gegenpress for this match. And let's see how we get on. So Fernandes is in goal. It's about for Lewis, Basia, Godfrey and Aarons, as we once again started off poor defensively this season. In fact, Benkovic on the bench is quite tired, so let's put Jones on there instead. The midfield trio is Longstaff, Thompson and Berger, with Buendia on the left, Dembele on the right, and Brewster. Poor start to the season for Brewster, scored on the opening day, but not since then. Just a 1 in 4 for our big money signing. On the bench, Henderson, Jones, Madu, Eze, Vasilic, Ida, and Ajorque as well. First game, it's a big one early. It's Manchester United. Come on, you Canaries. Now, one thing you might notice as well as we head into today's episode is that my wing-backs have now been assigned as full-backs in their roles. And this is because some of you guys have been saying that one of the reasons why we concede a lot of goals, particularly from the flanks, is because we are operating with wing-backs and not full-backs. I've got to be honest here, I've changed wing-backs to full-backs in previous episodes before as Brewster heads wide from that corner, but I've never noticed it making that much of a difference. However, it is something you guys have been suggesting of late, so we'll give it a go today and see how it works out. 10 minutes into the game, still 0-0. But as Diego Jota crosses, it will drop all the way to Alex Telles, who crosses himself. Greenwood hits the post, and it's hooked away as well. Still 0-0, lively start. Definitely goals in this game, no doubt about it, as Alex Telles goes down the left. He's got Max Aarons to beat, and he does cross the middle, and Jota is denied by Fernandes, making a good stop low down to his right. Still 0-0, 20 minutes in. Manchester United enjoying the lion's share of possession, and have looked very good early. When we make a poor start against a big team, I always feel like it's a matter of when, not if, they'll get the first goal. And as they still stay in attack mode here, Thompson does make a tackle, and there is a chance for a counter-attack here. Sends it long, but goes straight to Wan-Bissaka, and the Red Devils get it back. Mason Greenwood down the right with Lewis coming out to meet him. Crossfields to Martial, but Aarons intercepts, and Dembele picks it up. Come on, the Canaries. Dembele driving forward, has Brewster with him. He'll slide him through. Yes, Ryan Brewster, second of the year. And finally, his goal drought, mini goal drought should be said, is over. Norwich in front. It must not have been a through ball by Dembele. It must have been a tackle. Karamoka picks it up, drives forward from inside his own half. And I thought he slid Brewster through, but instead it was Telles with a sliding tackle. Brewster latches onto the loose ball, rounds De Gea and makes it 1-0. He lives for these games, you just know it. Poor form to start the season off, but whenever a big clash comes round, you fancy his chances of getting a goal. 1-0 to the Canaries. Big game does it again, and we have the lead against a run of play, it should be said. But Brewster, looking in the mood today, beats his man to the ball and is tackled by the last man covering. He's looking impressive, but as Alex Telles slips, Dembele wins it back, cuts inside from the right. Karamoko continues his run, hits it straight at De Gea. Still 1-0. Great game this so far. Free kick in a very dangerous area, 20 yards from goal. Buendia to take. Oh, and De Gea does well. Oh, Berger! How did he turn that in? First goal of the season for Sander Berger, but I want to see that on the replay. Oh, yes, the tightest of angles on the first time half volley. But Sander Berger squeezes it in between the posts and into the back of the net. Norwich City lead by 2 as Jamal Lewis heads away that cross straight to Wan-Bissaka. Diego Jota shot blocked, and Greenwood has 2 attempts blocked as well by Ben Godfrey and Basia. Great committed defender there as we still lead by 2 coming into the first half. And what a fantastic game this has been. Kai Havertz heads that corner over still. It's 2-0. Dembele on the ball, gives it to Max Aarons inside the area, cross in, and Brewster makes it free. 7 minutes after the restart. What a game this has been from Norwich. Already 2 defeats to our name to start the campaign off, but what a response on the back of our loss away at Selhurst Park. Max with a cross into the middle, and Ryan big game Brewster. I told you, just the 1 goal to start the campaign off. That came in the season opener, but these are the games where he performs his best. Ryan makes it free. What a match. So no doubt about it, we're going to get the win, but can we hold on to the clean sheet as well and make it a picture-perfect performance? Yes, we can indeed. Final score, Norwich City 3, Manchester United 0, and our 100% record at home this season continues. Passionately, I'll say to the boys, I'm very happy with the result and the way you played. A clean sheet as well. Maybe I should have listened to you guys sooner and changed those wing backs to full backs, because we were much better today, much more committed at the back as well. Brewster with 2, Buendia injured, but thankfully just a tight calf. That's a big victory there. Alright, so moving on to the second and final game of today's episode, and to be honest, I can't see this group being too tough to get out of. It is our first ever Europa Conference League game, as we take on the Czech Republic side here at Carrow Road, and as you can see by my lineup, we're going to go back to our 4-2-3-1 control possession style of play and make 11 changes to our team as well, because no disrespect to them, but I can't see us struggling in any of our 6 games in this group. So Henderson's in goal. It's about for Sanabria Akawa. I still don't know if that's the right pronunciation of his name. I don't think it is. I might give this guy a nickname, to be honest. Benkovic and Phil Jones, with GELSON Fernandes making his second debut alongside Ben Thompson through the middle. The Serbian wingers are on the wings, obviously Vasilic and Jokic, with Bizet supporting Ida up top. And on the bench, Fernandes, Godfrey, Aarons, Rose, Madu, Brewster, and Ajorque as well. Second and final game, our first ever Europa Conference League match. Come on, you Canaries. Oh, I've let Dean Henderson take the captain's armband as well. I should have made GELSON Fernandes for captain in this team. I want to see GELSON wear the armband again, man. Fans' favourite. We'll always love him for the 2 years he spent with us. Now back. I'd love if he could mark his second debut with a goal as well. And is that a penalty? I think it might be. I think it might be a penalty. And it is. Oh no, I wanted to change it to GELSON. Well, I'd have won it. So I think he deserves to take it. He won the Golden Boot last year in the Europa League. And he scores our first in the Conference League as well. 1-0 Norwich, either from the spot. I think we probably should win all 6 of our games in this group stage, even with a backup side. I'd say Malmo, the Swedish side, are the only team we might struggle to beat. But speaking of them, they're now 1-0 down away in Cyprus as Jokic whips in a corner to GELSON. Oh, that was the moment. He won't get a better chance than that. Should have taken it. Corner for Norwich. Won several of these already. And Benkovic converts this one to make it 2-0. Jokic whips it in, and Philippe gets his first goal of the season. Basia helps us keep a clean sheet against Manchester United. You know, Philippe last season wasn't at his best. Maybe this season it'll become our third choice centre-half, and it makes it 2-0 there. And I'm pretty confident this is going to be a pretty easy win. Sanabria picks the ball up down the left-hand side. Can he cross into the middle? Lovely run by Sanabria. Excellent run. Oh, what a goal by Jonathan Sanabria, our new backup left-back. And the 20-year-old Argentine has scored a sensational goal on his debut. Well, as I often say, if you're going to score your first goal for the club, make sure it's a memorable one. And that certainly was. Nutmegs one, beats another, and then squeezes it in from close range. Wonderful goal, 3-0. So 25 minutes to go, still 3-0. We have just seen a disallowed goal for our visitors, but it was ruled out for offside, as we're still in complete control here with GELSON FERNANDES playing it back to James. And I'd love a 4th goal if we can get one tonight to put the cat amongst the pigeons. And I'd love to see GELSON get involved in it as well, as Rose off the bench finds Jokic. It offloads to Phil Jones down the right-hand side. He'll give it back into the Serbian. And as his cross deflects to Jones, Thompson takes aim, shot spilled, and Vasilic manages to convert from close range as well. 4-0, Vasilic gets his first of the year. Should have been stopped though, really. That's poor goalkeeping. Still, he won't mind. Off the mark this season for the first time. Vukasin with a goal. And again, I do want to give him a lot more minutes than I gave him last season. But with Brewster scoring those 2 against Manchester United, our top scorer so far this season, Adam Ider doing what he always does in our European games, I'm not entirely sure how we can fit him in. But Samuel Madou, who's just replaced him, has made it 5. Oh, and GELSON offloaded the ball to him. I didn't realise that initially. But, oh, GELSON FERNANDES, assist on his second debut. But let's be honest here, it wasn't like a defence-splitting, shabby-esque through ball. He just gave it to Madou and he did the rest. Samuel cutting in from the left, gets his first for the club. 5-0 Norwich. Easy victory, as predicted. Well, as predicted, easy victory for Norwich City, and we start the Europa Conference League group off with a win on match day 1. I can't see us struggling in any of our 6 games in this group stage, so it does mean in all the games I'll probably field a backup side, so chances for fringe players to thrive. And it was good to see Madou, Vasilic and Sanabria all get on the score sheet in that game as well. Finding the final score and a perfect start to our Europa Conference League group. But that was today's episode of the Football Manager series, guys. So big thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, and if you did enjoy today's episode, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. And what we're going to do is play through the rest of September and also all of October and November as well. So play a large chunk of games off camera, just because last season we spent a lot of time sort of captured around, well, I think it was January, February and March, spent a lot of time captured around. But yeah, this time around I want to make a lot more progress than we did last season quickly if we can. And we're going to come back with the final Europa Conference League group game, where I don't think we'll have any problems getting through. We'll play it anyway at home to Malmo, just so we can do the draw for the knockout stages, and then Arsenal away in the Premier League as well. So have a great day, guys. Much love to you all, and I'll see you for the next episode in my Football Manager series very soon.